Right now, it feels like the entertainment world is ruled by Marvel, and while I do enjoy some of that, my heart will always belong to DC, because DC animation is what I grew up loving. I still believe the DCAU is the best thing to ever air on television, and while the live action adaptations have their ups and downs, the animated movies and shows will always be the best in the biz. So this month, I'm going over some of the best animated DC shows and movies they have to offer. But this year, in honor of Kevin Conroy, I'm going to be focusing on some of the Dark Knight's greatest adventures. His best episodes, movies, and specials, all elevated by his voice. Join me every day this month as I celebrate DCember. Hello and welcome back to DCember. Today, we're not looking at an episode of Batman, but rather its sister series, Superman. Superman was the second show produced in the DCAU, and when you have both Batman and Superman airing on your channel, you have to be crazy not to pair them up at some point. And this 3-part episode does just that. World's Finest is basically the best thing you could ever ask for as a kid. Batman and Superman teaming up to stop the Joker and Lex Luthor. They really didn't mess around, putting both the two biggest heroes and biggest villains together, and it's an amazing time. The main plot focuses around Joker offering to kill Superman for Lex, in exchange for $1 billion. He plans on accomplishing this by using a large statue made out of kryptonite that he stole. But too bad for Joker, Bruce has business in Metropolis, so he decides to track him down. It's here that he meets Lois Lane.
Lane? Lois Lane? The one Superman always saves?
Afraid so.
He's instantly smitten with her, and I gotta give it up to Bruce because he gets a date as soon as he touches down. That is some world-class charisma. Meanwhile, Superman doesn't look too pleased about the whole thing, especially when she won't even give Clark Kent the time of day. This leads to like a 5-way love triangle between Bruce, Batman, Clark, Superman, and Lois. And the funny thing is that they learn each other's secret identities pretty fast. Superman just uses his X-ray vision, but Batman does it in a hilarious scene that perfectly sums up the relationship between the two. So this whole time, they know who each other are, but Lois is none the wiser to both, leading to some pretty entertaining scenarios. While at first a bit antagonistic towards each other, even fighting for a bit, Batman even flips Superman. I'm pretty sure he's the first person to ever do that. Eventually though, the two find some common ground and team up to stop the baddies. I don't even know where to start with this one, man. It's such a good special. Batman and Superman have the perfect chemistry. Batman just keeps on picking on Superman, and it feels like Bruce is the first person to ever really get under his indestructible skin. And every time Superman has to pick him up, he just looks so defeated, since he hates asking for help. Kevin Conroy and Tim Daly play off of each other perfectly. Some of it even feels like ad-lib with how natural deliveries feel.
Luthor's been lining his buildings with lead. It blocks my X-ray vision.
Well, there's always the direct approach. You're learning.
It's also just a really funny visual whenever they're around Lois, because you just have these two slabs of beef next to this tiny lady. Joker and Lex are great together too, with Joker constantly getting Lex's goat. But when Lex questions his ability to deal with Superman since he can't even get rid of Batman, we get a great line.
What makes you think you can kill Superman when you can't even handle a mere mortal in a Halloween costume?
There's nothing near about that mortal.
Also, this episode proves that Joker has the legs of a model. I guess there's a reason Harley sticks around. The animation in this episode is as great as it's ever been. The action is top notch and the jokes never stop coming.
At this point, he probably is.
There's even a scene where Lex and Joker are discussing plans, while Harley and Mercy are having a catfight in the background. It's just such a good time. And this 3-parter has gone down in the book as one of the greatest crossovers ever. It won a Primetime Emmy, it was adapted into a comic book, and it went on to establish one of the strongest relationships in the DCAU, which would see Bruce and Clark grow from teammates to friends to brothers. And I can't think of a better episode to show why a Batman and Superman event will never fail to draw a crowd. I'll see you tomorrow for more December.